Became a herdsman, Kairu became a peasant, and Kakama became a king. In Rugero, Kahuma means a herdsman, Kairu means a peasant, and Kakama means the ruler. Chintu was the founder of the Tembuzi dynasty. His son became his successor, and his son's son Hanji became the successor, and on and on. The Chitera Empire expanded to cover parts of eastern Congo, south of modern Uganda, northwestern Uganda above the White Nile, all the way to the eastern Uganda parts of Busoga. The Tembuzi were loved by their people to an extent that two of their kings were deified into gods. The first king to be deified was Omukama Kazoba, and then his son Omukama Nyamuhanga. Today, the Banyankole call him God Ruhanga and the Baganda God Muwanga. The Tembuzi dynasty had a young Omukama, Omukama Isaza, son of Omukama Ngonzachi. He succeeded his father when he was quite young, and he thus loved playing games with his friends and ignored the elders. One day, on a hunting expedition, he killed a gazelle and he asked his friends to skin it. After skinning it, he wore the skin as a sack. He began walking around in a funny way to the amusement of his young audience. Later, he returned to the palace to retire for the day and tried to remove the hide from his body. The gazelle hide gripped onto his skin and refused to come off. He writhed around in the skin, rolling from left to right on the ground, but the young friends kept on laughing, thinking he was playing around. He screamed for help. His aunts, Kogere, and his sister, Nyangoma, alarmed, sent for an elderly person amongst the servants. The elderly person told the young people to carry him to the river and immerse his body in water. The young Omukama was rushed to the river and dipped in the water. To the king's surprise, the skin slid off his body and floated away. The king was so moved by the incident that he threw a banquet. In the midst of the banquet, the king got up and spoke. "My fathers, you saved my life. My friends encouraged me to wear skin that tried to choke me to death, but the elderly took it off." He turned to the young people and said, "We should always revere the elderly." He then turned to his elderly chiefs and divided his kingdom into counties. He named his counties Sazas, and he called the elderly Saza chiefs. They were to help him rule the kingdom on his behalf and would be called at any time to report to him. He also awarded his auntie and sister who saved him. He made them into county chiefs. The Sazas included Chitara, Buganda, Busoga, Nkore. The sister Nyangoma became Saza chief of Buruli, and the aunt Kogere became Saza chief of Busongora. And many other parts of the empire were turned into counties. The word Saza, coming from Isaza, is still being used today to mean counties in Uganda.